hanging out with Baba Thunder. What a great match you had with PJ Savage. I mean, you handled him like he was a little kid.
Well, the outcome wasn't the exactly how I envisioned it before, but yeah, we're here, and I hope that's not the last time I see him and I see the Titan organization. I'm very appreciative of them welcoming me here, and the atmosphere here was electric. So appreciate you.
All right, what's next for you in Contra?
Well, we'll see. It was important for me to do this and come here. Now it's time to focus on other tasks, and I hope this is not the last time you see me.
All right, well, thank you for being at Titan Championship Wrestling's 5-year anniversary. Baba Thunder, make sure everybody follows Baba Thunder and gets any merch from where? Where can they get your merch?
Hey, hit me on the Instagram. Everything is on the Instagram, Baba Thunder. See you on the social media. I'm bringing the thunder.
Whoa.
And my own brother, the GM of the company, came out, hit me with the title. I lost the match. I owed some answers. And A1G, he got screwed out of his championship too. Both of us will be there, Papa Dank, and we're looking for answers. We want our rematches.
Now, have you talked to your brother since then?
I have not talked to him. I don't want to talk to him. I'm trying to wrap my mind around it. It's been a little over a month now. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around things. But come March, he hasn't even come out publicly and said what happened. He hasn't even said nothing about it. So I'm looking for answers. A1G's looking for answers. We're coming for our answers. We'll be there in March.
That's terrible. March 22nd. Make sure you come down, KBP, so we can find out some answers of what happened at the last show.
That's right. Be there. Me and A1G, we will be there, and we will get our answers, Papa Dank.
Thank you, Big Cos.
Thank you, sir.
Insulting me on social media.
I am insulting you because you're coming for the best. You're coming for the best.
I'm coming for the best? Who's the best? I'm the best in this building. I don't know if you know
She's
this.
unstoppable.
She's pretty stoppable. I kind of stopped her real quick. She couldn't even make it to the ring.
Because you tied her up.
I didn't tie her up.
You tied her up.
No, I didn't. I covered her mouth and I beat the shit out of her, and I'm going to do it to you if you don't get out of my face. Right, Papa Nick?
That's right. He's got a wicked bag.
I would leave if I were you.
Is that it?
Trained me, shown me guidance, are on these walls, and it feels bizarre and surreal to be joining.
The hottest guys. He's broke. He's got more bling than my pickup.
Hey, Mondo, what is up, brother?
Jacked in tan, that is, Papa Dick. You gotta get it right. Jacked in tan.
He's an outright kind of guy. But listen, we got Slimeball City.
Timothy is trashy. Dolly, what are you doing? Scream Queens is what I
like it, Dark Papa Dick. You don't? Are you scared of the Dark Papa Dick?
It's great. It's great. I can't wait.
That Titan has left. Mark my words, Harry.
I'm doing great. How are you?
We just talked to O'Shea.
And this is cool. Now I'm not only athlete, but
You got the dirt. I can always making a name for herself and let everybody know all about your merch right now.
I'm gonna try to get through to her. That's my motivation.
Buy 100 of them at 87 cents each. That's $8.07, right?
Yeah.
Or no?
I wish I could.
Right here. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing fine.
I lost my voice because of a huge choke slam. You'll see that. I'll post it. I'm sorry about that.
Welcome everybody to Beyond the Barricade. I'm your host Papa Dank, and this Saturday NYWC presents Psycho Circus as Team NYWC goes against the Scorn. And I bring to you tonight one of the Scorn and who plays a prominent role in that faction over there. The one, the only Kaide Lothbrok. Hi.
Hello, man. How you doing?
What's up, bud? How are you? A lot going on. We'll get into the NYWC stuff in a moment. Let's go over some other things you got going on first. We have Savage Punishment coming up. You're going up against Steve Off. Tell me how this match came about.
Steve Off won the title. I believe it was vacated. The last champion was hurt. I came up there with my debut show. I did what I did, which is outwork and outperform everybody, and they want to give me a title shot. So that's really it, man. It ain't much to it. Otherwise, that's what I do. I show up, I hurt people, I win titles, I collect money. It's what I do.
Okay. pretty straightforward. And then we have Excite, the 13th anniversary on Sunday, March 16th, right upstate in Binghamton, New York. Tell me what's going on here.
Well, Excite's got a show the 23rd as well. Johnny
Okay.
Stock after Circus. It's just Excite Wrestling, man. It's one of the top premier companies in New York. It's I've been there for a very long time. Brings in some of the best talent from all over New York, and I'm the 607 Angel champion, named after my manager Angel Duval, and I've been that way since the summer. So I don't plan on changing that anytime soon.
All right, and there's my buddy Dante Drago. Drago's the best in the corner over there.
Yep, Dante's up there. Yeah, like I said, he brings the best of New York all together.
100%. All right, now this Saturday, got a lot of history, and we'll go into it in a moment. But this Saturday, the Scorn is the name of your group. I assume it's the name. I don't know if you guys chose it or.
No, this is NYWC's little cute little kiss wink, I guess. We don't have a name. We don't care for a name. Quite honestly, besides Mike Norman, I don't think the rest of us really like each other. I think Mike Norman's kind of the common thread that keeps us all together, because I'm not a fan of Bull James. He's not a fan of mine. The Bensons, one of the Bensons might be laid up, so we don't know what's going on with that. But there's always another person that hates NYWC that's always willing to step up and cause a problem. So he may be in for a surprise this Saturday.
Wow! Now you guys are going up against some of NYWC's talent over there: Dickie Rods, JT Kaysen, J Rod Nuke, Spider, and I'm not sure who the other guy is. But what is this? Actually, let's start from the beginning. Tell me how you came into NYWC, the fallout, and now where we are now.
I started training at NYWC in 2004. They just opened the school as we used to be called Critical Mass out of Hicksville. They became NYWC at some point prior to losing the school, and then opened up NYWC out of the Deer Park Community Center under the guidance and tutelage of Mikey Whipwreck. And I was the third person to sign up. I was there the second week of the school being opened. And that's the start. And as far as the falling out, I'm a very opinionated person. I don't bite my tongue. I speak from the heart. I speak from the mind. I don't have a filter. And a lot of people don't like that. And when you tell people, you tell people enough that they're doing things wrong, or at the end of the day, it's not my money. It's not my money that I'm playing with. So, it was, there's a lot of rumors that I was honestly, me leaving was the best thing for me, and probably the worst thing for them, because they lost the talent, and it allowed me to go out and become the wrestler I am today. So no regrets. It is what it is. And now, we have a full circle moment where I'm going to come back in, and, there's no one in that company. There's no one out on the independents, in my opinion, that can hold a candle to me when I'm at my best. And I am at my best.
And I personally have seen you going through some hellacious matches in the last few years, 100%, including a certain doors match you had with Alvin Alvarez.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff that I did at the other company on Long Island is not even in comparison to what I've done throughout my career in deathmatch wrestling, and the craziness and just the sheer violence that I've put myself or others through. So I mean, the Psycho Circus was a match that Mikey Whipwreck created. And then when Mikey slowed down and retired one of the many times, I'm the one that kind of picked up the ball, so to speak, and I upped the level of violence at the Psycho Circus, and I evolved the match into a whole different animal, if you will.
All right, we got a comment from a fan out in Delaware, Mr. Robert Fulton. Mr. K, you kind of look like Kevin Owens.
How do you know Kevin Owens doesn't look like me?
I was about to say, how do you know Kevin Owens doesn't look like K. Lothbrok?
Exactly. Listen, 100%. I get that a lot, and I also get the late Bray Wyatt a lot. So it is what it is. Look, I get the two. We're just three good-looking men. What are you gonna do?
Wow, we have the owner of Titan Championship Wrestling watching us. What's up, Mr. Billy Fetsky? How are you, sir?
Billy's. I've had a few conversations with Billy. He's a very nice guy. Very smart businessman.
He is very smart and real upfront about everything. That's for sure. All right, Billy.
Hey.
Serena says, how did you feel being back in the NYWC building after all those years?
It's mixed reactions because I haven't been in that building since Crusher Dugan passed away, and it was odd. It's going to be odd. I mean, look, we're not wrestling in the NYWC building. We're wrestling at some fucking firehouse. But it was odd. It's always going to be odd without Crusher being there. For those that don't know, Crusher Dugan, he's done a lot for a lot of people out of NYWC, from your Mike Mondos, your Zack Ryders, Mac Cardonas, whatever you know him as, Kurt Hawkins, Brian Mike. He's had a hand in all those guys. Plasma, Trent Beretta, Nice, Reynolds, Silver. He was kind of like the guy that he never wanted the credit. His hand is in so many people, and for me, Crusher John Mayer was more than just a mentor and a trainer. He was like a father figure, because I had a very strained relationship with my father for a very long time, and he treated me as one of his own kids. So being there without him, it's very odd, and it's rough. I'm not gonna lie, it's a very rough thing for me. But I'm there because of the disrespect that they've shown him and his legacy. So, got to make people pay for, the BS that they decide to throw around by naming a tournament after him and not even inviting or asking me to be a part of it.
Right. Okay, let's go into now. I know you hit the weights a lot, and I want to show a picture someone sent me of your transformation.
There's plenty.
Look at this side by side. Look at that.
Yep. Yep.
Tell me what was one of the reasons that got you into the fitness, to get you on fitness track?
I mean, I've always been, I would say, an athlete, just not particularly aesthetically. Basically, had a lot of health problems. I went through a bad breakup, became very depressed. Like a lot of people from my generation, you don't really admit you have a problem. You don't go to therapy. So I turned to drinking and doing things that you shouldn't do, and ballooned up to close to basically 400 pounds. And then met my fiance, who's then my then girlfriend, and she got me a primary doctor. And basically the pandemic, the pandemic sucked. But for me, I was able to, focus in on my health, focus in on learning how to cook, basically I took it as I needed something to do, and I focused on my health as like my outlet. And I just, I would go for walks with her, and then walking turned into jogging, and then, walking a mile turned into walking 2 miles. And then the moment the gyms opened, I went into the gyms. And during the COVID era, while most of the world was not working, I fell in love with the sport of strongman through a TV show called The Strongest Men on Earth. And those 4 guys, Rob Oberst, Nick Best, Eddie Hall, and Brian Shaw were the guys on it. And it just clicked, man. Like, you look at them and they're just monsters. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care about looking like Ronnie Coleman or Jay Cutler. I don't need to be ripped. I just want to be a big, strong beast. And just got myself in the gym and just dove head first and fell in love with it. And, now it's crazy. Like, I have people that sponsor me. I have people send me supplements, and it's a whole new world. And it's something that I've done a few amateur strongman contests, and it's just fun for me now. It's a nice to have another outlet. So, mainly my health, my mental health, and my wife is the reason. I fell in love and realized that I used to say I'm not here for a long time, I'm here for a good time, but now I feel like I need to be here for a long time. I got a 14-year-old stepson I'm responsible for. So life's changed. I've grown up a lot.
It's definitely therapeutic to go to the gym, because I'm the same way. I went when the pandemic was. It was kind of tough, because I was going to the gym right before the pandemic, like literally 6 months before I started, and then it was like I couldn't go anywhere. So I bought weights and I worked out at home.
Yeah, I mean, that's, like I said, I was able to, luckily, I knew a few people that had stuff that was opened on the down low that I was able to go and do. But yeah, no, I mean, I tell you, like, I mean, every young wrestler I meet now, I tell them, like, you got to get in the gym. You got to, not even just aesthetically, you just got to be strong. For me, it's therapy. It's everything for me. If I don't work out, I'm a mess. Like, I work out 6 days a week for about 2 hours a day. Leading up to the Psycho Circus, I've been doing what's called 2 a day. So I've been going twice a day, just murdering myself to be in the best possible and strongest shape I can be. because I have a lot to prove. And but yeah, it's everything to me. I love the culture. I love the atmosphere. It's one of my favorite things about going on the road when I'm wrestling other shows. I find the local gym, and I go. I just enjoy it.
Yeah, 100%. Me too. We got a comment over here. Hey, Kay, when you lose on Saturday, what are you gonna do?
I'm not gonna lose. That's just it. I mean, look at the other team. It's a bunch of idiots. They're a bunch of broken down jokes. There's not one professional wrestler on that entire team. There's not one professional wrestler in the entire NYWC. It's a joke. I mean, NYWC's whole business is predicated on other people renting their building. It's sad, and I'm not gonna lose. And if I lose, then you'll never see me again. And honestly, that'll be doing me a favor. That I don't have to walk in the doors of that hellhole again. But quite frankly, and they can deny it, and everyone can deny it. But the moment I stepped into that building again, that crowd's been chanting my name. I've been blown up since June from fans saying, "Thank God you're back. We're so happy you're back." It's crazy to me. So, look, I don't need NYWC. NYWC needs me. That's just the bottom line.
All right. Now here's a comment from a good friend of both of ours, Mr. Robbie Rebel. He's not coming alone. He's been killing it at the gym. This man is on fire.
Robbie knows. Robbie's become a very good friend during my my time away. He's a great wrestler. Horrible taste in women, but he's a great wrestler and he's a good friend.
He's a good friend to me as well. All right, let's go into some of your hobbies. As you can see, we got some similar hobbies in your background and my background, kind of the same. What do you got hanging on your wall over there?
Some of the top stuff is just like a mix of Marvel Legends. It's mostly Thor, Marvel Legends, 'cause I'm a big Thor fan. There's one or two Rocket Raccoons. I think there's
Okay.
X-Force Wolverine. There's X-23. There's Rattler from He-Man, but it was the 2000s version. I think I forget what it was.
Mhm.
There's a Snake Plissken. That's kind of just like an amalgam, like stuff that I like. There's a Lobo up there, but behind me, that's some of my bigger Godzilla figures. To the left of me is
sweet.
more of my Godzilla. My collection's mainly Godzilla, and then the weight belt. There was a belt that I got as a gift that's got the Asgardian beast on it, and then the belt next to it, and that thing that's hanging, that brown. That's actually Crusher Dugan's lifting equipment that was gifted to me by his family. So that's really important to me. So, it's man. And I mean, we're in my whatever you want to call it, my office, my man cave. It's my reptile room. So that's why you can see some of the tanks or all my reptiles. So
I love it. Good stuff. Which one was your favorite Thor film so far?
I mean, honestly, I think everyone goes with Ragnarok. I don't really.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's hard. I mean, the second one I like because it's more to the comic. And then the third and fourth kind of got away from what Thor was in the comics, and it became more, haha. I mean, my favorite scene in all of the Marvel universe with Thor would be when he shows up in the Battle of Wakanda. So that's awesome. But I don't really have it's hard to pick a favorite because it's I used to go see every Marvel movie because I'm a big Marvel guy. I kind of stopped. I just
Really?
yeah, I haven't the last Marvel movie I saw. I think everyone saw it was Deadpool and Wolverine, obviously. But I won't go see Captain America, the new one, not because I'm just I have no. I'll wait for it on Disney Plus and all that to go
Right.
see it. I have no real interest. Same thing with Fantastic Four. I mean, I really don't have an interest. It doesn't really appease to me. I really now it's got to be something I really really want to see. It's just I don't know. I feel like Marvel. I mean, besides Deadpool, Wolverine, Marvel to me has been struggling for a while to kind of do something entertaining.
Right.
Um, I am looking
I
forward to
agree.
the whole Doctor Doom angle and see what comes of that. And I've heard a lot of rumors about it, but
Right.
for me right now, my big thing is the MonsterVerse with Godzilla. I'm a huge Godzilla fan. I think everyone
Okay.
knows that. That knows me. So they're coming out with a new season. They're writing the sequel to -1. There's the new MonsterVerse coming. So,
Right.
I grew up a Godzilla fan. So for someone like me that grew up when Godzilla was you had to be a Godzilla fan, and now you go into a Walmart or Kmart. I'm dating myself, but a Walmart or a Target, and you see a Godzilla shirt or it's
Yeah.
crazy. So that to me is like, that's where I'm at. But like, the Marvel stuff, hopefully it gets good. I mean, everyone's raving about the Fantastic Four. So if it's that good, I may go see it. Like, honestly, if my wife wants to see it, I'll go. Like, she has no interest to see Captain America, so that's why we haven't gone.
Right.
It's not. I'm not like, oh, I have to go see this. So
Okay. I think it's supposed to tie into the next Avengers film as well.
they all tie in. Like I spoke to some people that saw it, and some of the rumors that they talked about didn't happen. But I know like the big plot, like adamantium. So I was like, oh, maybe they'll tease Wolverine, but they didn't.
Oh,
So
yeah, it was. Yeah. All right, we'll talk about that some other time when you see it. Casey Lycan says, "Long time no see, Cade."
I don't remember you, but hey, how you doing? I'm sorry. I and so many people are like good to see. I meet so many people, and honestly, my head's shot that I don't even know where I put my keys half the time. So I don't mean to offend anybody, but honestly, like if we met before, hey, good to see you again.
Now you are well traveled. Which is the best state you believe that, or actually the most memorable match you've had in a state?
Oh my God, there's been so many. I mean, when I went to Trinidad, which isn't a state, it's obviously another country, but when I went down
Right.
there, we had to be me and another wrestler from the States had to be escorted out by the police because the fans were throwing batteries and soda cans at us and stuff. So that was pretty wild. Um, I mean, th- honestly, nothing's like New York and Philly probably are the best in terms of crowds. Like you don't, especially like like New York, New York. I'm not talking like Long Island. I'm not talking upstate. I'm talking like Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan. Like Philadelphia. Wrestling in the arena. Like those fans will let you know. Like they will not hesitate. They're not forgiving. They won't be like, oh, that was an okay match. Like if they think it sucks, they will let you know it sucks, and they will not hesitate to let you know. So. But Philly's a cesspool too, so like
Gotcha.
Florida is beautiful. I mean, honestly, like wrestling in Florida is always cool because it's beautiful out, it's nice, it's warm, and you know, um, but I mean, honestly, nothing's like New York. Like for me, at least, it's and the cool thing about New York is like if you wrestle on Long Island or you wrestle in like the Metro, the Queens, New York City area, it's such a different beast, and then you go upstate and it's like a completely different world. It's cool to be able to work in one state and get like you have your hardcore, very hardcore indie crowd, and then you go to Long Island and you kind of have a mix of like the family and the hardcore indie crowd, but then you go upstate and it's a completely different animal. It's like a completely different crowd. It's more of that old school type of wrestling they want. So it's fun to be able to. Pennsylvania is like that too. You wrestle in Philly, you get those hardcore fans. You go to like Altoona, which is in the middle of nowhere, and it's back to being like, hey, they want to see the finger poke. They want to see the Hulk Hogan and off to the races you go.
Okay. Toughest match to date. Who was your toughest opponent?
Jesus, I get asked this a lot. It's hard to pinpoint it, but I mean, top three, honestly.
Okay.
Masada's probably the top. There's no one like Masada. He's just a different animal. Masada, Necro Butcher's up there. I mean, I've wrestled pretty much all of the best deathmatch wrestlers that were around. But honestly, in terms of just overall physical toughness, I would have to. It's really a toss-up between Masada and Necro Butcher. I would go with Masada just because Masada is like dangerous, like in a way of like Necro Butcher will punch you in the face, but Masada could like punch you in the face and then break your leg and then stretch you and then turn you into a pretzel and then do it all over again. So, and he's crazy tough. Like Necro Butcher's crazy tough, where like you could hit him and hit him and hit him, and he'll keep coming. Masada's tough in the sense of like you're in for a fight. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, like it's hard.
Robbie says Midwest is fun too. Very old school lovers.
Yeah, there you go.
Serena says, "Is there any match you haven't been in that you want to be in?"
I'd never been in a no rope exploding barbed wire match. I mean, they've been popping up here and there. I mean, I've done a lot, honestly. I've done no rope barbed wire. I've done light tubes. I've done a lot. And that's a big, a lot of the reason why I stopped doing death matches is just kind of, it wasn't really, I don't want to say fun. it just didn't become enticing. It was like the challenge for me of like, okay, I've done a lot and I was hurting my body. But
Right.
honestly, it's not even the type of match. It's more of the opponent. If somebody came to me and said, "Hey, you and Masada, no rope barbed wire," I'd be interested. But if it was like, "Hey, you versus Johnny Come Lately," not really.
Yeah.
It's hard. But I think a no rope barbed wire, exploding no rope barbed wire, that'd be fun. I mean, I'm a huge Terry Funk fan, so it's kind of like a little homage. But that seems to be kind of fading away now. So I don't really see those matches much anymore.
Yeah. Not especially not in New York.
No, not in this. Yeah, no. In New York, you can't even use it. You can't even. I don't think
You can't even use a table.
you can't even use a sparkler, let alone. Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous.
All right. Robert from Delaware says, "What wrestler gave you the best advice?"
Mikey Whipwreck, of course, my trainer. I mean, nobody. But aside from my trainer, Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston took me under his wing when I was very young.
Wow.
Eddie's someone that, like, I think if I said, "Hey, Eddie Kingston's like a mentor," he may not like it, but I think he wouldn't disagree. No, Eddie, people don't know that. Like, I was fortunate. Like, I don't know what it was about Eddie about me. I should say that he took a shining to, but he just did. And every time I've done extra work for AEW, I mean, I get the biggest hug in the world. So I'm honored that Eddie
That's
kind of,
awesome.
it's very cool to be a friend of Eddie's, let alone someone that he's given me a lot of advice throughout the years. Basically, all the mistakes he made, he kind of told me, "Hey, don't do this," and I still
Don't
made
do
them
it.
anyway.
Right.
And then the same thing I do for all the new kids. Like, look, everyone makes mistakes, and you just got to learn. Hopefully, you can pass on to something that maybe one time that they don't do that one mistake that you did.
Right. Speedy recovery to Eddie Kingston.
Yeah,
as
he'll be.
well. Yeah, he'll definitely be back. Wrestler you want to wrestle that you haven't wrestled yet?
Trevor Murdoch is top of my list.
Okay.
I worked a show with him in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
I forget where. It was middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. And he worked I don't even remember who he worked, but I worked another gentleman, and he came up to me after the match and was like, "Why the hell weren't we put together?" And I was like, "I don't know, man." So ever since then, I've been very much like, okay. And like, I love his work. I think he's as old school gets. He's hard nosed. He's raw bone. Like, I just want to go out there and test myself with him. Like, I've been fortunate to wrestle a lot of, like, if I had a list, there's a lot of people checked off that list, and a lot of people I never thought I would get to work with.
Right.
And some people that obviously for logistic or because they're no longer here, it's just not possible, or time. Like, I would love to wrestle Stan Hansen. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
But actively, yeah, no, Trevor Murdoch 1,000%, and that's something to me that's very attainable. I could sit here and be like, "Oh, I want to wrestle AJ Styles," but I don't think I think we can all agree that's just not going to happen.
Gotcha. The Trevor Murdoch thing may happen. You never know.
It's definitely no, that one's 100% feasible. I mean, hopefully, you never know, man. I mean, NWA is they're doing their thing. I'm not saying I'm going to ever work for them, but you never know. There's an opportunity. I would say the chances are slim, but they're not zero.
Maybe a Titan Billy. Hint, hint.
Okay.
All right. What's up, Abigail? How are you? Abigail is a 16-year-old wrestler down south for TNR Wrestling.
Nice. Good luck.
Yeah, what kind of advice would you give Abigail starting out so young?
Stay in school, finish school, and the most important thing when you're at training or you're around when you're young in the business, keep your mouth shut and keep your eyes and ears open. That's the best thing you can do. Just absorb as much as you can, and any opportunity if a vet or someone that's older than you in the business says, "Hey, you want to jump in the car?" Jump in the car, even if you don't get booked. The car ride alone is a learning experience, and that's when you can sit there and pick the brain of someone, even if they're not someone that's done anything. They have more time in that business than you. You can learn from them. I've learned so much from car rides with older guys that have been in this business just by listening to them talk. And you get opportunities by going to shows when you're younger. And when you go to the shows, help out. If it's setting up a chair, cleaning the ring, whatever it is, just help, because a lot of people now in wrestling, and I always hear, "Oh, it's a generational thing," whatever the case may be. People are more. It doesn't hard work. Hard work always, in my opinion, trumps ability. Like, yes, natural talent and ability means something, but if you see someone that's busting their ass and putting the work in to help and try to get better,
Right.
I would gravitate more to that person than someone that's just naturally good. Like, that's just my, again, that's just my take on it. I'm not saying that's how it should be, but I would always help someone that's trying to get better than the person that's just like, well, I'm good. I don't need to get any better. Oh, I don't want to help you then.
Good stuff. Oh man, she wrote a paragraph for you right now, Abigail. I'm good just popping in before Dad does his podcast. Yes, I'll take that advice I can get. I have to go to every show because my dad is an owner, so I'm very grateful to be in the business with him.
Okay.
Yes.
Keep it up.
TNR Wrestling. Alex wants to know when you can come back to SWA.
I'll never go back to SWA ever. They can't afford me, and I won't work for a promoter that has less teeth in his mouth than he does fingers.
Okay, next question. Company you want to work for that you haven't worked for yet in the independent scene?
Does NWA count? I don't know if that counts as an independent. Man, I mean, I guess, I've worked for GCW like on and off, but I guess, GCW would be the one, right? I mean, everyone that is the premier company and on the independents. I mean, I think people would argue GCW might even be number 3. I get, I don't even know, but yeah, GCW would probably be it. I think anyone that's on the independents, GCW would be the goal, right?
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about NWA. What makes you want to work for NWA?
That's what Trevor Murdoch works.
That's right. That's it.
Listen, if it was, hey, we'll bring you in and you get one match with Trevor Murdoch and that's it, I'm fine.
You'll be happy.
And it's not because I'm a fan or I just want to test myself. Like I said, I've watched him, and watching him live, it's just something like, it'd be like, it's gonna sound weird, but it's like people that want to climb Everest. I just want to test myself. Like I've wrestled some of the toughest guys. I've wrestled Danny Moss and Masadas, and like to me, Trevor Murdoch is just a tough son of a bitch. And I feel like my style and how I wrestle and how he does things, it would be one of those matches that would be like, whoa, like that's the stuff that like I'm impressed by all the guys that flip and dive, but like to me, I rather just go watch two guys just knock the hell out of each other. That's what I enjoy. That Stan Hansen type of wrestling, that just bare knuckle, just beat each other up style.
Okay. Well, Robert says, what about anyone in the Southern Six?
I don't know much about NWA, so if they're there, listen, I'll wrestle anybody. I will wrestle anyone. But if you're, my desire to go to NWA is not money. It's not about getting fame. It's not about getting. No, it's literally one reason, and that is to work Murdoch. I don't care about the NWA title. I know it's prestigious. I know it means a lot. I get it, but at where I'm at, to me, it's about that, like that thrill of having those matches that I can go. You know what? I just went 20 minutes with one of the baddest sons of bitches in wrestling. Like that, to me, is like what I like and what I enjoy.
That is actually really cool. I like that. All right. What about all the promotions you're currently at, the title you would want to have the most? I don't think I've ever asked this question either.
Oh, I mean, I guess because I'm back at NYWC, possibly, then it's going to be the NYWC.
NYWC championship.
I mean, look, nothing would make me happier than to take that title. Well, one, take the title and put it on an actual real adult grown human being male, instead of a bunch of high school kids and preschool children that they have there. And nothing would honestly bring a smile to my face to watching Shane O'Neill have to see me with his title. It would be because it would make me so happy just to know that it pisses so many people off. Outside of NYWC, honestly, it would be for Ace, American Championship Entertainment, with Mike Morgan. Mike Morgan's, is a legend in New Jersey. He's one of the OG promoters, and I've held this title, but every time I hold this title, it means something to a lot of people. I mean, like, I think if you asked Danny Moff, he would say the same thing. Like, being East champion is like, if Mike gives you a stamp of approval, that means something.
Okay. Now, speaking of the NYWC Championship, who do you think is going to win this match at Circus? Conway or Savelli?
I don't know. I think you could throw out a 10-year-old girl out there that would give him a better fight. I don't know. Conway calls himself the devil. I did that. That's old news. So I'm going to go with the Sal Savelli kid. because I don't know who he is. So
Okay. All right. What about we'll go over this one match. Amity LeVay versus the OVW Women's Champion J-Rod.
I'd rather be the clown in the middle. I know the OVW girl. I've seen a couple of her things. She's a beast, and honestly, in my opinion, she's gonna embarrass Amity. Like, it's not gonna be good for Amity. This is gonna be embarrassing. Like, if this match lasts longer than 3 minutes, I'll be shocked. I think I'll go to the bathroom, take a piss, come out, and see that there's a new champion.
Wow, Kate Lothbrok not holding any punches tonight.
No.
Good
No,
stuff.
I'm not here to make friends. I got plenty of friends. I don't need
Right.
friends.
Robert says Murdoch versus Thrillbilly. He doesn't know who Thrillbilly is.
That's the dude that looks like
That's Silas Mason.
Terry Gordy, right? He looks like Terry Gordy a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Silas Mason, yeah.
He'd be a fun one too, actually.
Yeah, Silas, yeah. He's actually a pretty tough guy, yeah. Good stuff, Cade. I've got your other flyers here, so we'll go over that real quick, and then we'll get with last thoughts. All right, coming up at Excite, there it is. Anthony Gangone, Pat Sawyer, and yourself with your manager Angel
The only
over
thing
there.
that what bothers me is that the idiots at Excite decided to think it's funny to make me one of those damn Grateful Dead bears, and it annoys me so much. Look, man, Pat Sawyer is someone that I really think, give it another year, dude is 6'6", Native American, hell of a wrestler. Like, I really thinking, like, give it a year, and I think you'll be seeing him everywhere. Everyone knows who Anthony Gangone is. He's a hell of a wrestler. But they're in the ring with me, and I'm going to beat their ass. I beat them both one-on-one. I'll do it in a three-way because I'm getting paid to do it. You know, it's not, and clearly my belt's not on the line, so it's even an easier payday for me because I don't have anything to lose.
Right. Make sure everybody goes to Excite
And
to
then
go
you
get their tickets.
You get that beautiful woman in the background too, so I got her in my corner. So I win all the time.
So you win every day. Every day you wrestle Excite.
Exactly. It's always a win for me.
That is not you. But all right. Hold on a sec. It's Papa Dank's favorite person, Dr. Sleep. Yeah, it's not my favorite person sometimes. Not at all.
He's not anyone's favorite person.
No.
That's why he's called Dr. Sleep. He's boring.
I never. Yeah. All right. Mr. K, thank you for joining me on the podcast tonight. I appreciate you coming on. Let everybody know where they can follow you.
Just Facebook and the old Instagram. I don't have a Twitter. I'm not or an X, whatever it is now. I don't even know. But Facebook, the Asgardian Beast, Kaide Lothbrok, and Instagram, Kaide Lothbrok. It's that's everything up there, man. Any merch drops, shows, promos, match clips, the whole nine, workouts. So you follow me. I usually follow everyone back unless you like really annoy me and like hit me up constantly. Then I just delete you. But yeah, that's it, man. And then like I said, you got Saturday Psycho Circus, which I promise will be violence that NYWC hasn't seen before. Hopefully NYWC's locker room, their babysitters will let them out past 9 o'clock so they all can stay up and watch since they're all a bunch of children. Mm-hmm. The only one that I care about at NYWC, and he's probably watching. And there's one thing I actually want to say before we go. Okay. I want to make because I have a problem. One man in NYWC in particular. I don't know if you know who he is. His name is Mr. Entertainment, Brian Vicco.
I know who he is.
Cowboy hat.
Yeah.
He thinks that Golden Oreos are not the supreme Oreo, and they clearly are. I think everyone knows that Golden Oreos are better than regular Oreos. And I hope everyone that goes to the Psycho Circus bring Brian Vicco Golden Oreos, and I will personally give you a free T-shirt. So everyone that brings him a giant pack of Golden Oreos will get a free T-shirt from me because he's a fool and he's an idiot and he believes that a ham sandwich is also. This is so inside that no one knows, but I know he's watching and it entertains me. And that's it. Yeah, no, but yeah, I promise.
Golden
Saturday,
Oreos.
I promise Saturday will be something that Long Island independent wrestling will remember for a long time because the violence that I am prepared to do and the thing for one night only, that deathmatch Asgardian as I was once called coming back. So there's going to be a level of violence that hasn't been seen in a long time. That I can promise.
Good stuff. All right. This Saturday, Psycho Circus NYWC. Go to NYWC Pro Wrestling to get your tickets for this Saturday's biggest show on Long Island. this year. Well, it's going to be a big one. It's going to be packed, so make sure you get there early.
Yeah, tickets are, from what I understand. Apparently tickets are basically sold out. Like I think there's a few GA left, so get them now because they'll. I don't think that anything will be available at the door, and that's because I'm on the show. Because clearly they can't sell out without me.
It's gonna be tight in there for sure. All right. As for me, what do I got coming up next? I have, man, I hate scrolling through this thing. All the way from PKA Wrestling, Jet Hero. He is the new heavyweight champion over there, and he's coming on next. Whew, coming up after that, I'll be actually over here at Greatest Wrestling Alliance, the mashup, as Odyssey makes his debut on Saturday, March 1st for Greatest Wrestling Alliance. After that, I will be at Wrestling Is Now presents War as Joey Conway takes on PJ Savage over there at Soccer Roof. Woo! And then I'll be at the big event with PJ himself. He'll be signing autographs at my table over there. And then after that, we will be at Titan Championship Wrestling's Heavyweight Invitational with Donovan Dijak, Wrecking Ball, and Frankie Picard will be there as well. Big Jeff Noyes, Angel Angels, and a whole bunch more for the Heavyweight Invitational. I want to shout out my friend Salvatore Wrestling Promotions for that big event. They're going to have Claudio Castagnoli, Nixon Newell, Odyssey, Laszlo LaRoe, and the Butcher and the Blade. Make sure you go to Salvatore Wrestling Promotions to get your tickets for that. Then following up that in April is Another Level Domination, live and in action. Mike Mondo and Danny Briggs will be there as well, Cade. A lot of stuff going on.
You're a busy man. Look at you.
I'm a busy guy. You're a busy guy, too.
Yeah, I don't want to be. People just don't leave me alone. I just want to sit in my room with my reptiles and my wife. That's it. That's all I want to do. Go to the gym, but everyone keeps calling me, and I don't know how to say no. One day I will.
One day you're going to say no.
One day I'm going to disappear, and nobody's going to know what happened.
Hopefully not anytime soon. Oh, look who's in the chat. You said his name, and he appeared. Mr. Entertainment.
Hey, look, I'm an idiot. This guy thinks, he actually believes. I don't want to hold you, but all I'm
you could.
This man said that the best type of sandwich. This is what we do on road trips, by the way. If anyone wants to know what it is to be in a car ride with wrestlers, he declared that the best type of sandwich is a ham sandwich. Clearly, all my friends in Philadelphia know that it's a Philly cheesesteak. But this nincompoop, who I quarrel with on a daily basis, thinks that it's a ham sandwich. So he has the taste buds. His taste buds are equivalent to the children at NYWC. They all live on chicken fingers and goldfish and mac and cheese because they're children. And clearly, he's a giant man child who plays with them over there. He's like the babysitter. That's what he is over there.
He's the babysitter.
Remember the Rugrats? NYWC. They're like the little kids. He's like the Angela girl. He's a little bit older, but he's still very immature.
Gotcha. Yes, Serena. We thank Kate for coming on the podcast. It has been a long time coming, and he will definitely be back in the future. I'm sure we'll be at some show together.
We could have a food debate in a wrestling car between myself and Mr. Entertainment.
There you go. That'd be quite the episode.
It'd be vulgar. You may have to put a discretion on it. There'll be a lot of curse words happening.
A lot of curse words. All right, gotcha. All right, everybody. Kate, hold on for a minute. Everybody else, I will be back in about 15 minutes. Everybody, see you soon. Oh my goodness.